And then we go on. Okay, I'm back. So hopefully Facebook people can find me again. Somebody said all they could see was my chin.
Let me check Facebook.
Okay. Weird things are happening. Weird things are happening today. Weird things are happening. I'm saying that something's going on with Facebook, with Zoom. Let me know. Okay, I see the camera's back. Let me know if now you just see my horrible chin or if you see the whole thing. Please let me know, Facebook people. So we're here for science. We're here for science. Okay, so we started this great now. Okay, good. We're, this is a team. This is a team that we're doing, so that must have been horrible to see my chin, which is appropriate for today's science lesson. So we started going on, hello Allison, hello Jeter, hello TJ, hello Dave, hello Alona, hello Michael, hello Stephanie, and hello Kara. We did have Doug before, we did have Jamie. Somebody let them know I'm back on, so you don't have to look at my double chin. Alrighty, so it's science, and what we were saying, it's me, Deborah, you all know it's me. What we're going to focus on today, Stephanie guessed it right away. You guys can see what a cheapie I am, that when I go to the store and I get a coffee, I save the sugar packets. I also take them when I go to the hotels. You know, when you get anybody do that? They give you the coffees? Yeah, I take the sugar packets and all that. Now, I don't use, just so you guys know, in case you're ever getting me coffee, Dave, I take 2 sweet and lows in my coffee, but it's kind of the same thing. It's the same thing. They say it doesn't have calories, but it does work a little bit on your body the same way. So we were talking about what foods we like. So we were saying, raise your hand if you like cookies. Raise your hand if you like cookies.
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand, right? We all liked it. Raise your hand if you like cake. Woo, woo. I love cake, okay? I can eat an entire cake. Alrighty? Raise your hand if you like bananas or any kind of fruit. Yeah, the sugar. Alrighty? Raise your hand. We said, yeah, right? Raise your hand if you like granola bars. Okay, that was one of the ones we had. Raise your hand if you like fruit juice. Raise your hand if you like fruit juice. I'll drink it. Or wine, the adult juice, as we like to say. Raise your hand if you like honey. Raise your hand if you like honey. Honey's nice. Raise your hand if you like, did we say yogurt? Raise your hand if you like yogurt. I like yogurt. Raise your hand if you like ice cream. Raise your hand if you like ice cream. Yeah, TJ went straight up. Dave went up. Yeah, everybody's up. Let's see. Raise your hand if you like soda.
Trying to cut back.
I heard somebody say trying to cut back. Yeah. I love soda. I drink a lot of diet soda, which is not good for me, and it doesn't keep me thin. So it doesn't work. So what do all these things, though, have in common? Does anybody know? What's the magic ingredient that all these things have in common? Does anybody want to give it a shout out? Yeah, Michael.
They all have sugar in them.
They all have sugar in them. So I guess, raise your hand if you like sugar. I love sugar. It tastes delicious. We like it. It tastes yummy. I love things that are sweet. Who here likes McDonald's French fries? Oh, and their rolls? Woo. One of the reasons why you like them, apparently they also put, there's sugar, I think, mixed in with the salt and stuff like that. So we like that kind of sweet and salty, right? We like that, right? Chocolates. But some sugars do come, whoops, all my bananas. I gotta eat my bananas, all my bananas. Some sugars come in things naturally, like apples, fruit, grapes, right? They have sugars in them. Honey, honey or sugars, right? Sugars from sugar cane. I mean, you know, there's all different kinds of sugars. All different kinds of sugars, right? Right, T? There's all different kinds of sugars. They come from different sources. Some come from like what we call sugar cane. Sometimes we get them from different types of plants. Sometimes we get them from chemicals, I guess you could say. The ones that are artificial. So today's science experiment, and for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be working on health and diet and learning about the things that we're putting in our body. And today we're going to try to do an experiment. I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to learn how much sugar, we're going to start, how much sugar is in a bottle or what is this, 20 fluid ounce bottle of soda, Coca-Cola. Now, I am not bashing Coca-Cola. My grandfather worked for Coca-Cola for many, 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 many years. He delivered it. He wasn't in the plants. He was one of the delivery guys. But we love it. We love Coca-Cola. I love it. Raise your hand if you like Coke. Don't be shy.
No.
You need a password, not for me. You shouldn't need a password to get into Zoom. No passwords. I keep you in a waiting room, but I don't have a password. So either you're in the wrong room. So I'm talking to somebody on Facebook. Try it again. You shouldn't have to have a password. And let me know if you can't get in. Sorry, guys. We're addressing Facebook people. I don't use a password. I just keep you in a waiting room. And then I let you in. I try to make it as simple as possible. So
just make sure they use the right numbers.
Let me see, Stephanie. Yeah, good job, Stephanie. Good job. She's awesome. She's got the sign. 749-625-3093. I know that was pretty fast. But so here we go. We are going to talk a little bit about what sugar does to our body. And maybe if some of you want, you can head off to your kitchen. If you want. There we go. The person's on. Good. Regular Coke, but not the diet. Caitlin says she doesn't like the Diet Coke. I love Diet Coke, okay? I drank so much at one point, it's coming out of my veins. I love Diet Coke more than regular Coke. I don't know what it is. I love it. Some people say sugar and all those things and caffeine, you become addicted to it. I agree. I think I'm addicted to sugar. So we're going to see, before we do this experiment, and if you have somebody near a kitchen and they want to grab a food, they can. We're going to go through what sugar content. Coke Zero is good too. Any kind of diet soda, any kind of soda, anything carbonated I will drink. So whatever, I'm weird. So we're going to see if we think it's a lot or a little, okay? So the first food I have, so feel free, get up, go to your kitchen. I won't be mad if you leave me for a second. See if you can find one food item or something you might have in front of you. And on all the food items, there should be a nutritional information. I don't know what that's called. Does anybody know what that's called?
Nutritional facts.
Nutritional facts. What do you know, Michael? That's exactly what it says. Nutritional facts. There we go. Allison's got one. She's got something fancy over there. I've got a bunch here. So I'm going to go first. I've got Cascadian Farm. It's organic. It's a chewy dark chocolate chip granola bar. Does that sound pretty healthy to you guys? What do you think? Stephanie says yes. Allison says no. I bought it and I said, must be sort of healthy. It's got oats and it's got granola. Granola's really high in sugars. So the things that you want to look at your label are your ingredients. So the first thing you're going to look at is your ingredients and then your sugar content as well. So I'm actually it's kind of bad. So my ingredients are whole grain oats. That sounds really good. That's my first ingredient. Then it's tapioca syrup. Then it's dark chocolate chips is number 3 in my ingredient, which in that, the first ingredient is cane sugar, chocolate liqueur, cocoa butter, and vanilla extract. And if I keep going, they add more sugar. They add more sugar. So, and raisin juice concentrate. Do you think fruit juice would count as a sugar? Raise your hand if you think fruit juice would count as a sugar. Absolutely. It's a sugar. It's a sugar. Fruit juice is pure sugar. It's sugar. Maybe with some water, but it's sugar. Now, I'm not saying all sugar is bad and you can't have any sugar. Is sugar technically bad for us? Should we never have sugar? Who says yes, we should never have sugar? Oh, you guys are good. We need sugar. We need sugar to live. Sugar is what helps. We need it for fuel. Our brains need it. We need it. And it breaks it down to something called glucose. Glucose, right? Some of you test that stuff. So we're just today learning some basics, okay? That's all we're doing. So my one little granola bar, let's see how much sugar it has. If I can find it. I have 10 grams of sugar in this little granola bar. Does that sound like a lot of sugar? I don't know.
No.
I really don't know. I really don't know. It's probably not the worst, but we'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. One of the big problems is most of us don't realize how much sugar is in everything we eat and drink. That's the big part. So that's why we're going to play this little game today. I don't know, 10 grams, according to my label, that's like, I probably should have a little less sugar. I should probably have a little less sugar. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do one more. Let me see. I like this one. I'm going to do 2 more, and then I'm going to let Allison go and anybody else. This is a low sugar packet of oatmeal. Okay, this is low sugar. Do you think this is healthier?
Probably.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. But I don't have the box anymore. I recycled the box. But on my sugar content, it says this product has 7 grams of sugar in it. And if you look, it's really not, it's not that big. I mean, how many grams is this in total? I mean, it's really not that big. So I'm getting quite a bit of sugar. Their regular oatmeal for, this is Quaker Instant. Their regular maple and brown sugar flavor has 16 grams. It's a little over double if I didn't get the low sugar. That seems like a lot, right? That seems like a lot. Let me go through one more. Oh, let me go through a couple more. Let's see. Here's my yogurt. What do you think? Yogurt a healthy food?
Yes.
Depends, right? Yeah. I mean, I love yogurt. It's really good. I find it filling. It agrees with me. I like the protein. But it depends on which one you get. So this is 15 grams of sugar. Somebody said...
I like Chobani.
Yeah, I do love Chobani. There's ones that they don't add anything, so you might want to do that and then just add your own little honey. That might be a way to go. So on their own...
granola.
Yeah, right? I could add my own granola. On their own, does it seem like a lot? Does it seem like a lot of sugar if I just had one yogurt? Maybe if I just had one? Maybe not. But if I added them all together by the end of the day, am I starting to pack in a lot of sugar? I might, right? I might. Now, different sugars are processed differently in your body. So today we're going to focus on what we call added sugars. Okay, they're processed sugars. They're like corn syrup. Sugar's sugar. But today we're really going to focus about, if you have an apple, there's a lot of water in it. There's a lot of fiber in it. So you get more benefits, but it does have sugar in it, but it's processed differently, right? A little bit by your body because of the other things. Let's see. Here's 2. Okay, here's cookies. Alrighty. Let's see. One serving of a cookie has, let's see, where's the sugar? Did they just totally forget to put the sugar?
It might be under sodium.
11, thank you. You led me in the right thing. It's under the carbs. Sugars are carbs. We'll talk more about that. 11 grams of sugar. Seem like a lot? What do you guys think?
Really.
Not really. Doesn't seem like a lot. I agree.
If it was like, say, 35, it might be a different story.
Now, one serving though, Caitlin. One serving. Do you know how many cookies are in one serving? Yep, Allison. This is one serving. What did I say? 11 grams of sugar. Who here? Now let's be honest. Two cookies. Let's be honest, guys.
I usually eat 4 of those.
Okay, Caitlin, I'm impressed that you only eat 4 of these, okay? Who here can eat just 2 cookies and say, I'm satisfied?
And that's without my parents being in the room.
No, even Dave's like, no way. I could sit down and eat this whole package, right? I mean, that's nothing, man. I can take, I have a big appetite, right? So we're not getting 11 grams of sugar. We're getting a lot more sugar, okay? Here's one more that I like to talk about. Let's see. This is no preservatives. This is some ketchup. What do you guys think? Do you think they add sugar to ketchup?
Yes.
Yeah. Yup, it's like the second ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. That's the same thing. Then there's vinegar. Then there's corn syrup again. That's more sugar. I like it on my French fries. My son loves it. Let's see how much sugar. Sorry, because it's so small. For one serving, which is 1 tablespoon, guys. 1 tablespoon. Is that a lot? No, it's
really.
not, peeps. It's not. Okay, I'm going to show you what that looks like. Alrighty, I'm going to show you what it
For a
looks
moment, I thought you
like.
said teaspoon.
I would have.
I guess.
All right,
I guess
sorry.
it also depends how much ketchup you like on your food.
Yeah, no.
A little or
My
a
son
lot?
likes a lot. Oh, this is a brand new one. Hunt's or Heinz, I think, is about the same. I'm not endorsing one or the other. So, 1 tablespoon. Let's measure that out. 1 tablespoon. The tablespoon is the bigger one. But in the scheme of things, okay, that's a little bit more. I'm going to show you what that looks like.
French fries, though.
Oh my gosh, who here just has 1 tablespoon or like 1 little packet of ketchup when you go to McDonald's? That's something like Americans are like, hello, I need more ketchup. That's 1 tablespoon. I went to England years ago and they charged you for the ketchup packets. And we were like, this is horrible. We have fountains. We have pumps of ketchup. And they're like, what? You guys get free ketchup? That's only really 1 tablespoon. What do you think? A couple of fries? You might even put that on 1 hamburger.
I actually have some V8 juice here.
Yeah, how much is your sugar there?
Under sodium is 960 milligrams.
Well, we're not even going into sodium yet, girl. We're not even touching that. Sodium's a whole nother one.
But Deborah, if we're talking fries, I mean, I like to add mayonnaise sometimes.
Ooh, but you're adding some other stuff too.
So I guess that's probably more sugar and
I think
salt.
more sugar and salt and fat. 5 grams of sugar. 5 grams of sugar in this 1 itty bitty thing. Now it is a fruit. I mean, tomatoes are a fruit. They naturally have sugar occurring in them, but then they add more sugar to it. Now listen, guys, I am by no means a health nut. Okay, I'm not here to preach to you and tell you, don't eat any of this stuff. As soon as I get off off this class, this is what I'm going to be eating. Alrighty, but anybody else? Caitlin, what was the amount of sugar in the V8? I'm just curious, because I would think there'd be no sugar in a V8. Could have had a V8.
Total sugar's 10 grams.
I mean, for the whole container? That's what we're talking about. Or how many servings?
Yeah, it's a little thing.
Okay, alrighty. Allison, is that a whole serving or is that 2 servings?
Yeah, it's 1 bottle.
1 bottle. Okay, all right. But still, 10 grams of sugar in a V8, you wouldn't think that it would be sweet. Allison, what did you have in front of you?
I have something that's one of my addictions, but it's not the greatest. But the reason I like this is called an RX bar.
Yeah. They're good.
And what's in it is what's on the package. So
Dates, my favorite.
3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates. No BS. That's what it says.
No BS? Now, how much sugar does it have?
Because if anyone knows what sugar is in these 2 little dates that's in here, which, by the way, tastes exactly like chocolate. This is my favorite chocolate sea salt.
Ooh.
The whole thing is 210 calories.
Okay.
And there are 13 sugars.
Wow.
However, there's no added sugars, 0.
Okay.
And the reason I like it is it's literally like it's very chewy, like the chewiest brownie you ever had.
Yum.
So you can eat it really slow.
I would just eat it for the dates.
You can, dates you can bake with. You can make flourless cakes
like
and brownies.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Because I would swear this is chocolate chips in here. But
Alrighty.
sometimes I'll have a half of it for like a dessert when I'm good. Or sometimes I'll have it for breakfast if I'm lazy. But again, I was eating too many of these and I realized
they're delish.
Hey, you know what?
So what is it? Is sugar addicting?
Yeah, I can tell you that.
Sugar is addicting. There is some science. That's not what our science is going to be, but that's what a lot of the experts are saying. It's like a drug. What it does is we are programmed. So our bodies crave certain foods because I don't want to be the one to tell you we want to live, okay? We want to keep going. So our bodies want us to seek out food, okay? It wants us to eat. It wants us to eat and to drink. And when we eat certain foods, we get certain chemicals that go off in our brains, right? And
like dopamine.
Yeah, and how does that make you feel when you are hungry and you sit down and you have a nice piece of chocolate cake? How do you feel? How do you feel when you eat that? Whew, I feel like I have died and gone to heaven.
When I have my 3 leches cake, I am in heaven.
Yeah, we give off certain chemicals. Our body, because when we used to, I guess, be like living in caves or foraging for food or have to chase after, I don't know, a deer or something, instead of going to the food store like we do, we needed to keep a lot of energy and we needed to eat certain kinds of foods to keep us going. Fats give us long-term fuel. We store it. I have a lot of fats. I got a lot of storage. I can chase a lot of wildebeests. And sugar is easy for us to process. Dave's like, yeah, sugar. Oops. Hopefully that didn't screw up my Facebook feed. Let me know if it did. Sugar is very easily processed. That's the easier one for our bodies. Fat, we have to do a little extra work. That's when we need it. We stockpile it, and sugar we eat, and it burns pretty fast. And sugar's important. We need it for our brains. Our brains need it. Let's see. Women, this is what Kara's sharing, 100 calories per day of sugar for women. That's ridiculous, Cheryl. I can't just only eat 100 calories a day in sugar. Calories are how we burn fuel. That's a whole thing. There's certain experiments we can do. So we know that food, what we eat, gives us energy. And we burn it. Our bodies are kind of like a furnace. And the more we work, the more fuel we burn. And then when we run out of that easy burning fuel, we go into the fats. And that's why when we say we eat less, right? And we work more, we have to use more energy, that's how we lose weight, okay? It's that simple, guys. Is there an easy way to lose weight, guys? No. Take it from me. No. Now, some of you are naturally thinner than others. You have different
body types.
I do too. Kara and Cheryl making jokes. Some of you are naturally thinner than others, okay? Sometimes in our lives, we are naturally thinner than others too, okay? So like when I was younger, I was very thin, and as I got older, our body, our metabolism, how we burn our fuel, how we process things changes. Now, that doesn't mean being super skinny is healthy, and that doesn't mean being a little overweight is unhealthy. It depends. It depends on a lot of things. But sugar has problems with it. So I'm going to start this experiment, and while this starts, we're going to start to talk about what are some nice, not great things about sugar. This is, as we said, a bottle of Coke, okay? When I was a kid, let's see, some of you are my age, or younger, we didn't have plastic bottles like this, right? When we were little, there might have been glass bottles, and you had cans. You never had plastic bottles when I was really little. I don't remember that. This was newer. I mean, I was a kid, but I was older. You drank less soda. You really did. Now, they give you these bigger things, and you drink the whole thing. Is this one serving or two, guys? What do you think?
To me, it looks like 2 servings.
I mean, this says now they finally got honest. They say it's 1 serving size. 1 bottle is 1 serving size. I think they used to say a lot that it was 2 servings so they could lower the calories. But, hey, thanks, Christian. Hey, everybody, it's Christian. He's saying the governor's talking at 2:30, and he's going to talk about some more openings. Thanks, Christian, for the reminder. 240 calories. I'm going to say this much, guys. Should you eat your calories or should you drink your calories? What do you think fills you up more? What do you think's healthier?
I'm going to say drink.
You should eat your calories. You should actually eat real food. It's better. You're going to fill up your bod. You're going to feel better. You're more full if you ate like 240 calories of, let's say, grilled chicken versus a bottle of soda. Because the joke is with the bottle of soda, you're going to be drinking that while you eat another 500 calories of some other food. That's the problem. We don't know. So how many people here do drink Coca-Cola? A lot.
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon. Okay, that's good. Everything in moderation. So what we're going to do is, this says, are you ready for how much sugar? Holy Toledo. This bottle is a lot of sodium too, which is interesting. That's another day. So this has 65 grams of sugar. 65 grams of sugar. So what we're going to do is, and you guys can do this on your own, we're going to try to see what that looks like. That's what we're going to try to see. We got an Irma coming on. Excellent. What does 65 grams of sugar look like? I mean, we don't even know. Do we know if that's a lot? Once in a blue moon with Christian as well.
Never mind that it rots your teeth on top of everything.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about while this is boiling. So what we're going to do is we're going to try a kind of chemical reaction. We're going to do an experiment. We're going to try, I don't know if I have enough time, we're going to try to boil off the water. We're going to get rid of the water and see what's left. So what I'm going to do is I've got my pot, I've got my soda. Hey, Irma. Ooh, I love Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola does some other cool things too. It'll strip stuff. I mean, Coca-Cola is interesting stuff. I love soda, okay? I mean, I am guilty of it, but I drink the other stuff. Okay, so I've got a pot of soda. Okay, I'm going to try, and I'm going to put this sucker on high, okay? So we're going to see if we can boil this. What we're doing is called reducing. We are bringing it up to a boil, okay, because it has water. And what happens when water boils, guys? What happens? Does anybody know?
It gets hot.
It gets hot. You better believe it, so I better be careful. It gets hot. And what happens when water gets really hot and it starts to bubble? Does anybody know what's happening to the water?
It boils over.
It boils over, especially if there's other things in it. And that when you pasta, the starch comes over. It turns into a gas. Water can be a liquid. A liquid is, we just had a liquid. You drink the liquid. Sometimes when it gets really, really cold, it freezes. It's a solid. And when it gets really, really hot, it turns into a gas. And it goes off. That's why you see all those that bubbles, right? It leaves. That's why who here has ever put a pot of water on a stove even with the lid, and you forgot about it, and you had a big pot filled, you come back a half an hour later, and what's left in the pot? Nothing. All the water turned into gas, and it left. It said, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. It leaves. So that's what we're doing. Now, right now, my water, it was a beautiful day, Christian. It was a beautiful day. Right now, my soda is boiling. Oh, it's starting to boil. It's hitting a little boil. Okay? So what we're going to do is as the soda starts to boil, okay, the water is going to shrink. And what we're going to be left with is, what do you think we're going to be left with? That's my answer to you. What do you think we're going to be left with, guys? What? Anybody want to take a guess? All the water evaporates. Fancy word, meaning it escapes. It goes off. What?
You are left with the gas, right?
Well, the gas takes off. And what else might we have left in the soda? What else might we have in the soda? And I gave you a hint.
The sugar?
The sugar. We're going to have other types of ingredients that won't turn into a gas at that temperature. You're going to be left with the sugar. And that's what we're going to do. And I've seen this experiment. Hopefully I can get it really hot. When you reduce things, your soda is going to get thick. It's going to get very thick. And as it gets thicker, that means the water is leaving. And what's left, the goop, is the sugar. Is the syrup, which syrup is sugar. That's the number one ingredient in syrups, right? Is a sugar. Sugar can thicken things. There's other things that thicken things. That's another week. Those are starches as well, which are like a sugar, right? They're a different kind of thing. Okay, potatoes. Potatoes have them. Starches. Our body does them differently. So, while this is boiling, you guys are going to start to tell me why sugar is bad. But what's going to happen is when you eat sugar, right? You eat it. Yum, 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 yum. And when do you start to break down the sugar? Your body actually starts to break down the food. Where's the first place it breaks it down? Does anybody know?
The esophagus.
In your mouth. Yeah, right in your mouth.
The esophagus.
Well, it does. It starts in the mouth with saliva. Yuck. Saliva has enzymes that start to break it down, start to break your food up, start to have chemical reactions. And you're right, as you start to move your food down, Caitlin, there's things that are happening as it moves down the esophagus and into the belly. And the stomach actually churns things and does more of a physical stuff. But most of the absorption of nutrients is actually in your intestines, right? Your gastric juices in your stomach will also and the small intestine will work together to take that sugar and convert it into what we call glucose. It takes the little granules of sugar and it breaks it down into something your body can use. But the problem is if we have too much sugar, our body doesn't know what to do with it. Well, your body does, actually. Your body, too much sugar. Does anybody know, Caitlin, what does your body do when there's too much sugar? We got a nurse. Yeah.
Either store it.
Yeah.
Or I think it's to store it, or
yeah, it's going to store it. You're right. It's going to store it
the bad way.
It's going to store it. It's going to store it into fat. It's going to convert it, but it also triggers something else. It actually, your pancreas starts to, something we've all heard, insulin, right? That helps your body deal with sugar, to help in that process. And that insulin helps move the sugar and convert it into energy.
Yeah.
But sometimes if there's too much blood sugar, then it will store it, as Caitlin said, in your muscles and in your liver, and it turns it into fat, and that's what happens. You get a little chunky like me. So let's name, it's starting to boil. I think I have too much in here. I don't think I'm going to get enough sugar by the end. We're going to have to see. We got 15 minutes. Let's see what it's going to do. Because I'm on a little pot, but I know Facebook people can see the steam. So what are some things we associate with too much sugar? What are some things that sugar does that's not so good for us? Let's name a few. Let's go around the room. What do you think? Anybody? Yeah, Caitlin. Caitlin, then Michael.
Let's see. Diabetes.
Yep, you got one. Diabetes. Right?
Heart conditions.
Okay, hold on. Heart conditions. Michael, what's something else that too much sugar does?
Your blood pressure?
Actually, it can. It can, because you can put on too much weight. It affects other body systems. And yeah, it can lead to high blood pressure as well. High blood pressure, not everybody really understands, but blood pressure is how, in a very simple way, take it as a person who has a history of high blood pressure. Some of us naturally are higher, some of us are naturally lower. And then what we eat's really important. It's how much work your heart has to do to push the blood throughout your body. That's what the blood pressure is. It's kind of like a resistance. You know what I mean? So that's it's how much work you're putting on your heart, because it's got to push it. It's got to push it through all your arteries, all your blood cells. It's got to get that around. So yeah, and sugar can lead to you said heart disease. What's something else? We said it. You get fat. You get fat, or you get obese. You become overweight, whatever you feel up. Kara's got one. Who wants to say something else? Not even about the personal size. What else does it do? Teeth, yeah. And I think it's because, and I don't know, we'll have to research this. Tooth decay. Sugar. Bacteria love sugar, right? And that's really what a lot of the decay is. There's certain things, or it has, and it has certain enzymes and certain chemicals that actually go off in your mouth.
About pimples?
Some people, yeah. That wasn't on my list, but it does affect your skin.
And it affects menopause, by the way.
What?
I shouldn't have any sugar, and I eat a lot.
What? But I want more sugar.
Sugar's evil.
Sugar, it's not evil. That's the number one thing. Is food. So some of us gain a little weight. Some of us are a little chunky. Okay? Alrighty? Is food a bad thing? Is food a bad thing? Is sugar a bad thing? No. Not in itself. Because when we tell ourselves, thanks, Noom. When we tell ourselves that some foods are bad, it's bad. And what happens? Hey, Irma, it's good to see you, girly girl. What happens when we eat something, and sometimes we eat a little bit too much? How do we feel when we eat too much of a food that we keep calling bad? How do we feel?
Guilty.
We feel guilty. And what does that do? Does that mean we'll never eat sugar again?
No.
No, psychology actually proves we eat more of it. We eat more of it.
In moderation.
Everything in moderation. When Caitlin and Christian and some other people, I think Michael even said it, I'm trying to get a little bit once in a while isn't going to kill you.
Like you have to have birthday cake, right? You
yes.
can't not have.
Listen, every day I think I need to have something sweet, okay? I need a little something sweet. I just can't eat a whole box of candy. I could, but you can't, but a little bit. If we stop eating certain things or we deny ourselves things, they become forbidden and sometimes we go a little nuts and we'll eat them. For some people don't like sugar. Who here does not have a sweet tooth? Who here really doesn't like sugar? Stephanie doesn't.
My brother-in-law doesn't.
He doesn't go for sugary stuff. I love sugary stuff, okay? I love all the stuff that's bad for me. I love all the stuff that's bad for me. All righty, so we said heart disease. We said obesity, weight gain, high blood pressure. Diabetes is a big one because when we're constantly putting too much sugar in our system and constantly, there's two different types of diabetes. We're talking here about type 2. And when we release too much insulin all the time, the body kind of stops, it doesn't have the same effect. Right? We kind of become a little immune to it. Yeah, it kind of gets bored of it. It's like, yeah, that's, it's not going to help. And that's what happens. And we lose the ability to regulate the blood sugar. Well, why is it important to regulate blood sugar? Why is it important to regulate the amount of sugar in our blood? Does anybody know? I'm going to give you a scenario. And we said tooth decay. So I'm going to give you a scenario. Who here has had now, I know some people say, it's not really true. It doesn't make you hyper. Okay, some people say sugary foods make you hyper. But...
Yeah, my mom believes that old wives' tale.
Some people, I think science is proving that it doesn't. But who here has had a very sugary, like had a big piece of cake?
I did.
Okay, yeah, of course. Was that Errol, right? Yeah, you got a big piece of cake, right? And it's delicious. And do you get like a burst of energy? You start to go about your business, right? You can start to work.
Yes.
I call happy energy.
Okay, you get a little energy. What happens? Do you maintain that energy all day? Dave says no.
I think I know what you mean.
Errol
Sugar
says
crash.
no. No, you sugar crash. Sugar is digested, or it's processed, I guess is the way we would say it. It's used very quickly in our bodies, right? And it kind of wears off. And then what happens after you used all that energy from that delicious cake?
Sluggish. Sluggish.
Yeah, you're sluggish. Yeah, Stephanie, good one, right? Yeah, you got to take a nap. You start to crash. We call it the sugar crash. You start
craving more sugar to fill your energy up.
Then you go and you start the whole thing. That's why they recommend a well-balanced diet. They want protein. It lasts longer, usually. It lasts longer. So if you eat protein, it can kind of sustain you. But you should probably have a mixture. You need a lot of different things. This is still boiling away. This is still boiling away. I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I was talking too much. But what it's starting to do, let me see. Oh, it's getting a little thicker. All right, somebody has me on Facebook, I think. So it's bubbling away. And I want you guys to see what the sugar looks like. So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit out. I'm going to reduce the amount to see if that has less to work with, less to boil with, because I really want you to see it comes out with this glop. And that's what you're drinking, this glop. So it's kind of interesting. Alrighty, so let's see, what other things? You guys said diabetes, you said heart disease, right? You said the sugar crash. You get chubby, right? It damages your teeth. Let's see. We had the diabetes. We had that. Let's see. Anything else that it might do? One of you said it before. It creates this cycle. What happens after you eat some sugar? What do you want to eat more?
Sugar.
You want to eat more sugar. You want to eat more sugar. It starts like this cycle, right? Doesn't give you good.
I see your baby, Allison.
All righty. Don't feed that. Here you go. This was one study. By having one fizzy drink, this was somebody from the UK, so one soda a day can increase your chance of getting type 2 diabetes by 22%. That's kind of a lot, right?
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And that's one soda per day?
One soda per day. So how people who really drink soda, how much soda do they drink a day? What do you think?
Oh.
Do you think they only have one a day?
I think they only have like one or two a week.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Well, I don't think that's
Whenever
bad.
we go out for dinner.
Yeah, you might go out for dinner. Oh, my goodness. Poor Facebook peoples. You guys keep getting bunked down. I'm so sorry. Let's see. They recommend, now, do you think children get too much sugar?
Yes.
Yes. Where do you think most of the sugar is? What do you think they're eating or drinking?
Cereal.
Cereal. American cereals have a huge amount of sugar in them, right?
The cereal I had is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I love it.
Oh, that is good. That is good. Is that, Jamie wants to know, is that 12 ounces per day? I think it's 20. I think they're talking about, I don't know if it's the can or the bottle. Very good question. Very good question, Jamie. I don't know. Here it didn't specifically say it. Now, some people have done an experiment and they break it down. So that's what I want you to do. What they do is they measure out the amount of sugar, or they weigh out the amount of sugar that's on the label. And you can really see how much sugar is in your stuff, right? You know, we don't realize how much sugar we probably eat or drink. So somebody said kids and us too. So cereal is one thing that they use. Oh, come on, boil away for me. Boil away. I might have to post a picture later or show it in Lunch Bunch. What's something else kids eat or adults eat that you probably don't realize has so much sugar? So cereal is
Soda?
a biggie. Soda, cereal. What else? What else might you eat? Some people... Yogurt. It has, depending on the
Granola
brand...
bars?
Granola bars, snack bars, right? Breakfast bars. Let me ask you guys, do you think low-fat foods, wine? Yes, but that has healing properties, wine. Wine has many healing properties as well. All things in moderation. All things in moderation. I'm not a big wine drinker, but I polished off a bottle of Prosecco the other night. So, once in a while. What else? Do you think low-fat foods that advertise that they're low in fat? They say new and improved, low-fat. Low-fat granola bars, those Fi bars. Do you think those are better for you? What do you think, Irma? What would be your guess?
Yes.
She would say yes. That's what they want you to say. Are low-fat foods, when they say reduced fat, are they better for you? No, Allison's saying, I think what nutritionists and everybody is saying, no, you might as well just have the real thing, but in a smaller amount. What do they add? What do they add to those low-fat foods? They add preservatives. Well, they add a lot of preservatives. Additives. What specifically thing do they add? Allison knows. What do they add?
Sugar.
They add sugar. They add sugar. So when you reduce the fat,
Also salt.
yes, that was the other one. That was the other one. And we'll talk about why salt has issues on another day. It's still boiling away. Jamie got it as well. They add sugar. They add sugar and salt. Why do they add sugar and salt to reduce fat foods? This is really important.
Make it sweeter.
To make it taste better. Remember we were talking about when we were still, I don't know, living in caves or huts and we had to, you know, chase a deer or whatever, a gazelle across a plain.
But you forget that a lot of cultures use sugar as a preservative for a long time.
Well, and salt. Salt's a big preservative too. What happened was, did we have as much food when we had to grow our food, scavenge for our food, chase our food, and kill it? Did we have as much food? If you guys opened up your cabinets and there was nothing in your cabinets, and I think all of you are really well taken care of here, what do you do? What do you do if there's nothing in your cabinet?
Family or friends before they got them.
If there's nothing in your refrigerator, what's the first thing you guys are going to do? Anybody? Stephanie, Caitlin, what are you going to do? You're going to go shopping. Or you're going to go to McDonald's. Or you're going to go to Chili's. We have so much food around us that we can eat whenever we want, right? Whenever we think we want. And do a lot of us eat when we're really not hungry? Raise your hands if you think we eat when we're not really hungry. Yeah. Do we eat too much when we sit down? A lot of us do. A lot of us eat too much. So we get even more sugar. What happened is, to make sure you're programmed by genetics, by your genes, fats, I don't know who that, somebody's got something going on. I don't know who, no, now I can't unmute her. Okay. No, I'm muting everybody, and I don't know who that is. I think I got it. Sorry, because we were hearing all this back talk. So some of you might have to unmute yourselves. But what happens is, to make sure that you go and you eat certain foods that give you fuel for a long time. Fats taste very good to us. Sugars taste very good for us. Those are fuels. We want to eat those. So now we have too many of them. So fats taste delicious. Right? Raise your hand if you like ice cream. Who here likes ice cream? Right? You don't like ice milk, right? You like ice cream. You like the fat, right? Who here likes milk chocolate? Yeah. There's a lot of fat in that. Yeah. Who here likes whipped cream? There's fat in that. It tastes good.
Depend on what you accompany it with.
Yeah, well, that's true, but it's very flavorful.
I love it with strawberries.
It's very flavorful for us. So sugar is another way. If they take the fat out, they add more flavor. Okay, it's still not reduced enough. So what I'm going to do is, sorry guys, we got so involved in our nutrition, it's still boiling away. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to keep boiling this until, and we're going to post the picture. So this is something you guys can do. You're going to boil, if you want to take juice, you can use juice, apple juice, anything. You can do it with soda. You put it on the stove, make sure it's safe. You're going to leave it no lid because you want the water to evaporate, and you too can do this. But by lunchtime, by lunch bunch, I should have something for you to see and pictures, okay? I was hoping that it would burn off pretty fast. So I'm going to keep doing this. But for the next couple of weeks, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on nutrition and all our stuff. Cheesecake. Oh my gosh. Fat and sugar. It's delicious. It's delicious. But you can eat it on Atkins. You can eat cheesecake on Atkins. Not that I recommend that. But So for the rest of your stuff today, thank you guys for starting this unit on nutrition. You guys know a lot about sugar. You know what it causes. So for the rest of the week, you guys are going to start to look at your foods. And next week, I want you to report back to me and tell me how much sugar. Maybe you want to write it down in your notebook. Keep track. How much sugar did you have in one day? How many grams? Look at those labels. Find out what's the one thing you eat that has lots of sugar. Okay? And report back to us. Listen, if it's just in moderate. Yeah, Caitlin.
What I do sometimes is write down all the nutrition facts for my whatever I have.
Yeah.
And put it in my Fitbit thing.
Nice. We're just trying to nice. We're trying to get an idea of how much sugar we eat in a day. Right? Pick a day. Just keep track of one day. If you want to do it all week, better to you. And then we'll touch base next week. And like I said, I'm hoping that this will start to melt down and I can show you the sugar at the end. If not, this guy was wrong with his experiment and I'm going to write him a nasty email saying, you ruined my science experiment. But for the rest of the day, we have lunch bunch at 12:30. Hopefully we'll have our science results at then. For you. We've got an interesting thing. We're going to carry something that we did from Thursday's social group. What things would you take? We have to collaborate as a group. What things would we take if we were on a deserted island? Off of our list. We've got 1:30 is fitness fun, just a half an hour to get you moving. We're going to be working on upper body stuff and adding a couple of exercises, and then 2:30 it is lunch. I apologize, guys. I kept you over. I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook people. I will post a picture on the thread of the glop that we hope to get, okay? But join us for lunch bunch for that. Goodbye, guys. Sorry about all the phone drops.